All right, let's see if this thing will work. Oh, as you can see, the last of the watermelons. We are transitioning into fall officially, thank goodness. And I am ready. Oh, sorry. It's nice to kind of transition from, instead of sweating your cojones off, to be able to weather cools off a little bit. Everyone's probably tired of mowing their lawn. But anyway, I just wanted to do a quick update, and I thought it was good timing with it being transition into fall now. But I'd almost forgot that I hadn't done a video this month, and I said I was going to try to do at least one per month. So since Sedona, and I said, look, this channel's gotten kind of all over the map. I finished the videos I told some people I would finish, but then I went back to just what the purpose of the channel is. The three guys, me, Scott, and Brian, just trying something different and kind of saying, look, let's make our own diary, let's document what's going on. And honestly, it's been working pretty good. Again, I've already showed you the off-the-grid house, completely off-grid. Yes, the proverbial composting toilet, which is basically pooping in a bucket. It's not as bad as it sounds. Started with the little building, then me and a buddy made the little pergola here, and then that one was last year, and it's been since then, because it was just a shell of a building, watching YouTube videos, framing it, drywall, moving stuff in there, insulating it, lots of work. So it's now, put the wood fireplace in last year, so it's in a pretty good spot now. Got the solar thing mostly figured out, so I think it's in a pretty good spot. But also, with that being said, there is Brian. Brian has just gotten his RV on his property, and he's gotten, I think he's supposed to get electricity hooked up to it this weekend. Scott has now left his job teaching and is in the Philippines. He's been there for almost 2 weeks now. And it's funny, one thing I wanted to kind of mention, and I apologize, I'll try to speak a little bit louder, but I don't have a mic because I didn't even plan on doing a video, is Scott made the comment that it was definitely some challenges. He didn't really go into a lot of detail, so I'm hoping to flesh those out a little bit in the near future. But that's life. It is going to be a challenge. But I asked him, I said, well, would you rather come back here, get your teaching job, 75 grand a year, good money? And he's like, heck no. So more to come, but I told him, I said, dude, it's not gonna be perfect. Brian, he's gonna be like, hey, $1,500 a month rent stinks. Well, hey, you got an RV now, so you have $0 in rent. But I guarantee you, he is going to have some real shock, because he's already commented like, dude, it's gonna be different. This is really small. Yes, it is. And then even in my situation, I've been out here a couple of days, and to be honest, I'm getting a little bored. Well, James, if you're getting bored, how are you ever gonna make do? Well, first of all, we'll adjust. But I think it's just kind of important to just kind of hit back on that. The fact that when we first started doing these videos, it was like, hey, here's what we have planned. And I was about halfway already done piecemealing the off-the-grid thing together. I just had to like put the fireplace in and all this other stuff. But Brian didn't know about the RV. Scott was thinking about the Philippines way in the future. And anyway, life happens, and now it's been fast forward big time. But no, I think it does go back to that like name of the channel, Leaving the Matrix. If a person says, hey James, you make over 6 figures, what are you gonna make if you leave? Well, I basically did a little bit of dirty math, since you asked. Roughly speaking, what they call a 72T, I've talked about that before. Basically, it allows you to reach into your 401k. I have a little over 300 grand. That's considered pretty much the average. So better than nothing, but not really considered that much by most standards. Now, if I worked for another 15 years and I was still alive, and oh gosh, at that point it should probably be triple that at least, so closer to $1 million, but not going to do it. So what does that mean? Okay, next year I turn 46. Okay, I'm trying to do everything because I've got one foot kind of straddling the fence, because I've got one foot basically where I'm going to keep the house in town and work with my wife in the coffee shop probably about half the week. And then the other half of the week I'm going to be out here doing the garden, doing the stoic philosopher that I always have been, and living life. Now, with that being said, the 72T thing basically is, hey James, here's $25,000 a year. Pretty much, if I just let it run until I'm like about 82, I think, barring anything weird happening. So you're like 25 grand. Well, that's pretty good. That's $12.50 an hour minimum. Like, it'd be like $12.50 an hour, 40 hours a week. But 25 grand, James, that's like nothing. True. And it's so much less than what you're making now. True again. But again, my bills, like even keeping the house in town, health insurance, all that is under 25,000. So basically, like I said before, the goal is to pay that, and that just basically takes care of all of the main bills. Oh, solar's coming on. Gina in the shop, I'm going to make that a little bit more profitable. But either way, I mean, if you do dirty math with the farmers markets, the 72T, me getting Gina's shop pulled up a little bit more, you're looking at the max, maybe 40 grand. So definitely a mistake financially. Nobody's arguing that. But I think the kicker is, sorry, I had my little book, Thomas Merton, Thoughts in Solitude. Since I was getting a little bit bored, I was like, dude, it's day 2. What do you mean getting bored? And I'm not really getting bored. I'm just saying that any plan you have is not going to be like awesome. But yeah, I think that really is just having the chance to, you know, make sure we're not living for, what do I write here? You can read it. Anyway, basically just living. And I think that's kind of the kicker. I mean, yes, bored, but I've got to almost retrain my brain. In other words, get up, work all day at the office, come home. I don't have time to be bored. Eat a little bit, run an errand, take a shower, walk the dogs, go to bed. Well, that's a full schedule. I don't have any time to be bored. That's the problem. We need to be bored. And that forces us just kind of out of the, I don't know, the trap, the matrix. And, you know, I just think I was going to walk up the hill, but I was like, no, because it's getting dark anyway, and the phone's acting weird. But we just opened up, replowed the one field. I've picked the last of the watermelons and everything. So pretty much that is going to be kind of transitioning into fall. I'll bring some probably wood onto the porch that we cut last year and the year before, and just kind of getting that piece of it set up. But between that, Sedona, all of us, oh, that's what I was going to say. There was a guy, kind of a hippie guide, that took us through, like the Sedona vortexes and a medicine wheel. And one thing that was pretty interesting there is he kept saying a cow, a call, a cow. I forgot what his name was, something like that. But he kept saying Emolum, Emoli blessings on you, and or something. Real great guy. But it was basically, and I may be butchering the abbreviation, but every moment of life is a miracle. And that was his little saying, and he had it kind of abbreviated. And he's right. And, you know, he's like, hey, what's, you know, your spiritual background? And I said, well, Christian. I said, but we've, you know, kind of, Christians at a large part have kind of gotten into where it's a little, I'm not preaching unorganized religion, but it does go outside of the church walls. And that's kind of what I've said on some of those other videos. And so yeah, next month I should be coming up on my third year. Actually, I'm finishing the third year of the Third Order of St. Francis, again as a Protestant. And again, it's been an interesting, because they make you make a rule, have you make a rule of life, something that kind of dictates. That's what I was getting to. So you're not bored. You basically get up, whatever the case may be. You know what? To make me a better person, I want to get up and I want to exercise. I want to meditate. I want to pray. I want to put that in there. Put that in there. What else? Well, on Monday, Tuesday, I want to do this. Well, put it in there. Basically, the whole rule of life thing, it ends up being pretty much one page. It should be, just so you can kind of get in that routine. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do an ice bath. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to say my prayers. I'm going to read the Bible, whatever. Then I'm going to go to work or go to the garden, go do off-grid, go do whatever. I think that that's something that would be good for all of us. And even in Sedona, you know, very spiritual, even though a lot of it's more of kind of a probably transcendental, Buddhist, not as much Christian, but this concept of leaving the matrix would apply to all of us, whether you're secular, whether you're Christian, especially if you're Christian, in my opinion. But yeah, it just kind of allows you to control your destiny more. Plus, if you don't like paying all this, like, oh my gosh, I'm paying $50,000 a year in taxes on stuff that I don't agree with, say spiritually or whatever way, well, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, yes, but by making a lot less money, I'm going to be taxed a lot less, so they're going to get a lot less. So again, that kind of minimalism ties in with that concept much better. And I'm telling you, the Amazon Prime lifestyle, if you write down a list, what do you want? And I've got a buddy, and I mean, he's just like, hey, I'm getting rid of this, I'm going to get a Porsche. He's still, it's kind of weird. He even, like, he's like just a little bit younger than me, and he's like, dude, I want to get in really good shape. I'm going to go the expensive way, do it right, through a doctor, and I'm going to do steroids, I'm going to do it. And I'm like, dude, what's up? So obviously, midlife crisis, I don't know, but he's trying to fill the void with more stuff. I'm saying fill the void with less stuff. Because if you keep going down that rabbit hole, you like that, Alice in Wonderland? Follow the White Rabbit, Matrix. That's basically it. You're not going to be any happier usually. If you said, look, I want a Corvette, you know what, fine. Work 3 more years, get your Corvette or whatever. There, now are you happy? Well, now I need to work more to pay for the insurance, and I think I want a second one. Okay, I mean, are you going to be living in that thing? Is it really worth it? So, I just think that is something that we all should be just thinking a lot more of. But really, that's kind of it. Just wanted to update that it's going pretty well. The solar's kicking on, look at that. But yeah, again, we're going to find out more as time goes. I'm going to basically cancel my company health insurance, switch to the MediShare. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to follow up with Merrill Lynch, see about the whole 72T thing, say, hey, look, here's what I want to do at XYZ. Got to get ready and kind of map out, okay, what am I going to garden next year to make sure I have the right things. The farmer's market, we were able to sell everything this year because it was not that much at the coffee shop. Just had kind of like a little, James's locally grown stuff, and sold well. But yeah, all of this is kind of trial and error, but I don't know, I just think that, life's too short, which speaking of, you always hear of these cases where, people, like it was life expectancy in the U.S. is plummeting. Obviously some of that is health related, but a lot of it, like physical health, but a lot of it's mental health. It's like people, they're burnt out, suicide, even among young people, is going through the roof. And I don't think they ever stop to realize, dude, don't kill yourself, just leave the Matrix. I mean, if that's the point, forget doing it like I did and having it really nice. You could have just done this. And this would have been nice enough. A nice little simple 2-story building, cost hardly anything. I'm sure it's went up since I bought it. But I want to say I paid like $5,000, and they came out here, built it from the ground up. Again, no insulation, no anything. But stairs going up to the top, got a set of windows. Now, I bet you could still get it for probably double that, $10,000. But no, we all have options, so hopefully that at least helps. Again, I didn't really plan even to do this little discussion, but I thought, you know what? I've just picked the last of the produce. We just turned the field. And then it kind of dawned on me. I was like, yeah, it is. A few days ago, first day of autumn, and weather's nice. And then I just thought to myself, wait a minute, I haven't done a video in a month. So that's where that comes in, and just kind of giving in that Scott took the plunge. A lot of times people are saying, I'm going to go to the Philippines sometime, and they never do. Well, he's there now. His house is sold, everything. Again, praise God, worked out. I couldn't believe it because, I mean, he was putting everything on the line saying, the house has got to sell August 31st. And I was like, dude, well, what if it doesn't? You've already bought your plane tickets, but guess what, it sold. He said, the dogs, all 3 of them, all these different things, if it doesn't happen, then the dogs won't be able to go, but I'm just going to take a chance and it's all going to work out. And it did. So I need to get an update, and at some point I need to get out there. Hopefully he'll do a video. If not, I need to, at some point, probably next year, go out there and actually have him show me around and do one there. And Brian said he's done a few videos as he was kind of getting the thing set up, the RV camp. So that may be our video for next month. But yeah, I mean, I would try to stay free in your mind and just keep, you don't have to play the game. I mean, I've played it for a long time. And even now people are like, you're only 45. You can't, you just got to keep working. Why? I mean, for what reason? So think about it. And also this weekend actually is, Monday, I think, Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement in the Jewish calendar. Not that it really is relatable, but it just coincided well with going into fall. And Christians, even though obviously you don't have to celebrate the Jewish festivals, I do think it's important just to kind of look back. And I don't know, I think that anything like this, leaving the Matrix, I think you almost have to have a spiritual twist to make it worthwhile. But anyway, I've rambled enough. Hope everything's well, and maybe I'll do a little turnaround on the video. You guys can see. If this thing doesn't, if it peters out on me, then video will end. Oh. Oh. See the solar lights kicking on. Yeah, climbing them all the way up in that tree was a little bit worried. I was like, am I gonna fall? Oh wait, sorry, I had it the wrong way. You guys gotta see me. Lights way up there. But that is about it.